From trained actor to cybersecurity executive, and now adding reality TV star, beauty and skincare entrepreneur, Mpumi Mophatlane, popularly known as Mrs Mops, gives us a masterclass on how to dominate the screen and build a powerhouse brand. Introduced to us as a cast member of The Real Housewives of Johannesburg, then to a supermom on the Mommy Club Season 1 and 2, Mrs Mops has gracefully shared her life for the world and learned a lot along the way, including how to build a powerful brand with the right platform. She returns to the Mommy Club for a third season as a friend of the show, helping usher a new bunch of successful and fabulous mommies. Good morning, Mrs Mops.
Good morning, Mr. Chaba. How are you?
I'm fantastic. And how are you? Looking beautiful as ever.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here, and thank you so much for having me.
It's exciting to have you. Now, I mean, you've done so much, and the most notable, of course, being the master class. Let's just jump right into it. What are the key considerations to bear in mind when building a brand?
Wow, one of the key considerations to bear in mind when you're building a brand for me is just to be unique. You know, be your true, authentic self. A lot of people try and be somebody else that they love and embody, but I always feel like if you're true and you're authentic to yourself, then your vibe will, your tribe and your vibe will find you. That's what I always say.
I love that. And the future of broadcasting is in authenticity, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Has that always been easy for you, or is that something that you had to learn along the way?
That was actually a lesson, a very hard lesson that I had to learn, because when I got into the industry, I was like, I'm going to be like this and like that. And then being in the reality TV space, one forgets that it's actually real, right? And sort of
Is it?
It's real.
I've questioned this so much.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this real? Like, this feels so scripted.
And so the mask does fall off if you're not your true, authentic self, and your audience actually calls you out on it. They can see that, wait a second, you're not consistent, and therefore, you know, you're not authentic. So it's very, very important to be real and true to yourself.
And what are the key lessons that you learn along the way, particularly with reality television?
Wow, you know, reality is so invasive, and the key lessons that I learned along the way is, number one, of course, being true to yourself. Number two, just always make sure that you protect and have boundaries. If you don't have boundaries, I feel like you give a lot, and then the public almost like takes advantage of. You need to keep something to yourself. And the third is just have fun. You know, it's a fun place to be, so have fun and just enjoy yourself.
Now, you are a reality star. You're also a businesswoman. What key pearls of wisdom can you share with our viewers today about the journey in business? It's not an easy one.
Wow, the journey in business is definitely not easy. You know, in the beginning, you are the CEO, the PA, everything else in between. And I always say it's okay to sort of outsource things. You know, you have to balance yourself out. If you don't outsource yourself, you're just going to have a breakdown, and you just need a team, and you need a good team that understands your brand and that can help you do and make your brand very successful.
Now, you've journeyed into the world of literature. That is very interesting, and I find that to be quite a natural progression. How did that come about for you?
Well, you know, I love literature, and my mom is a teacher as well. So it just came naturally. You know, education has always been such an important part in my household, so it just came so easily to me because my mother is an educator.
And then, so let's talk about now the ultimate playbook. All right. So what can people expect from this read, How to Dominate Reality TV and Become a Brand Powerhouse?
My goodness. Wow. How to dominate reality TV. Obviously, it's just, you know, be everywhere and be yourself and have a team. I've got my camera crew here with me as well. So document everything. Document your life, document everything in between as well.
Yeah. And then, so what message do you have for young people out there? You have a huge following on social media.
I do.
And you are actually doing quite incredibly for yourself. What message do you have for our viewers who aspire to walk in your shoes or hopefully follow a similar path?
Wow, for the viewers, for my viewers and for my followers and for my fans, I would say, don't ever give up. Keep on dreaming. I always say I dreamt my way to the top,
I love that.
Yeah, it's really, really possible. And if you're sitting and you're watching this, it can be done. If a girl like me from Tsakane in the East Rand could get out of the dusty streets of Tsakane and make it into the TV industry, so can you. You can definitely do it.
That is powerful. Where do people get hold of the book?
You can get it anywhere, actually, online, at exclusive books. Yeah, definitely everywhere.
And where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram, and you can find me on my YouTube channel, Mpumi Mops, where I show you everything that I don't show you on my reality TV space.
That is fantastic. So before we let you go, now my last question is, so you mentioned that you came from the township, the dusty township, and a young girl out there watching this and saying, like, what was that first level for you? It's easy to navigate when you are in the space, but how did you actually get out?
I got out by being educated. My mother always said, get an education and then you can leave. And I never envisioned myself staying in Tsakane for the longest time. I wanted that, I had that fire in me to just get out. So as soon as I got the chance to get out, got my matric, went to varsity, I was like, okay, this is it. I'm never going back.
And thank you for sharing that fire with us.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, there we have it. Mrs Mops has released a book called The Ultimate Playbook, How to Dominate Reality TV and Become a Brand Powerhouse. Make sure you get a copy.